America, I got a question. But first, just imagine this. 9 months of pregnancy, 14 hours of labor, 75 minutes of pushing only for 6 bullets to chop him down 18 years later. Now what's wrong with this picture? And nobody has to pay for this crime, and it just doesn't sit right with me. And since I have a young black son growing up in this United States of America, that's going to sit right with me because he's just like me. Outspoken, outgoing. And even though he's only 5, anytime he's outgoing anywhere away from my home, I get a small bit of concern in the pit of my stomach. See, bullets have no names. And scary people who probably shouldn't even be allowed to carry guns have no aim unless they're targeting black lives. Now, I'm not trying to make this a matter of race, but let me just hit you with some cold hard facts. On February 4th, 1999, 4 plainclothes police officers decided to react to a wallet produced by Amadou Diallo with 41 shots. And everyone was acquitted. Just before dawn on November 25th, 2006, a young brother named Sean was shot 50 times by 7 plainclothes and undercover officers, with one officer in particular loading and reloading his gun, letting off 31 shots alone. Everyone was acquitted. In recent news, police brutality continues, like in the story of Eric Garner. On July 17, 2014, an illegal chokehold move outlawed in 1993 was used to subdue the so-called resistant victim, therefore sending him to the hospital where he would later die of a heart attack due to his neck injuries. And the judge in this case said, you know what? I don't have enough, so let's cut out the middleman. We're not going to take it to trial. Even with evidence like an autopsy report and a full-length video that just so happened to go viral, so that leads me to believe that somebody's in denial. America, it's got some issues. Let's take our schools, for example. I can pledge allegiance but never give any honor or glory to Jesus as soon as I walk through those metal detectors. And kids ain't stupid, they hip to this new routine, so nerds is carrying around more than just pocket protectors. It's supposed to be one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Instead, it's multiple nations, no God, divided and miserable, no liberty or justice at all. This is the land of the free and the home of the brave, but it was land to those who were freed, and those dragged from their homes became slaves. So America, I got a question, and only you can provide an answer. Now, I know you're known for being graceful around topics like this, but on this, I don't need you to be a dancer. I need you to pay attention. You see, the American justice system has entirely too much pollution. So when I provide you with my input, make sure that your output actually puts out a solution. End racial profiling. Put programs in place that actually contribute to stopping all of this gun violence, because my kids are dying in these streets. And make education a little bit more accessible so that the people in the hood don't think that the only way to get up out of there is through basketball, football, or disrespecting themselves over these beats. Pay these teachers their worth, so that each and every day they step in that classroom, they put their best foot forward and they don't complain, moan, or groan when you hand them all this extra unnecessary work. Build more community centers and actually provide them with the funding needed so that they can function at their best. And when you get ready to staff them, make sure you find the nearest Miss Josie's, Coach Lee's, Mom Melba's, and Officer West, because they actually cared about the kids. And since I know that money isn't the way to solve all problems, I'm going to say that reparations is out of the question. Unless you put it back to our community centers, back into our education system, and back into our neighborhoods, so that way it looks more like an investment, time tested. Love has never failed in situations like this, and there's never been a group of people who felt hated, berated, and degraded such as this. So America, here's my question. I know it's been well over 3 minutes in the waiting, but with drama still going on as far as the LBC, it's kind of hard being black, but that remains to be seen. But I somehow, some way wrote this poem today. For all of the unexplainable black deaths that continue to surface. For all of the young people in this new generation who've been made to feel worthless. For every single struggling mother and grandmother whose hearts remain filled with hope. For every single line that Martin Luther King Jr. or Malcolm X ever spoke, here's my question, and I quote, with all of the goings on that's been going on in the world today, America, what do you plan to do about it?